This is a CBS News special report. I'm Charlie Rose with Norah O'Donnell in New York. The Supreme Court has just issued a ruling on affirmative action.
Jan Crawford is outside the Supreme Court with the decision. Jan, good morning.
Well, good morning, Nora. Good morning, Charlie. We've just gotten a copy of this decision. It appears, based on this decision, the Supreme Court is not issuing a sweeping ruling limiting affirmative action in college admissions. Of course, this was one of the most closely watched cases of the term. The question it presented was whether or not colleges and universities could continue using race as a factor in their admissions decisions in order to get a more diverse student body. Many people had been concerned on the other side that the justices would use this case to issue a broad ruling saying race was never permissible. But today the court took a more narrow view. It instead sent this case back to the appeals court for another look. It essentially is kind of kicking this issue down the road and saying the appeals court really used the wrong standard, that needed to take a closer look at these programs, apply more strict scrutiny in legalese, as the court likes to use, of course. Yes. So it's not really issuing a square decision on this, but saying take another look. Now, Justice Thomas has written a separate decision saying, concurring in the judgment, but saying that he would have eliminated the use of race in all of these programs, that the court today should have said no to race in college admissions. Justice Ginsburg taking a completely different view, the liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg saying that she would have allowed the use of race. The other justices, though, came together with this ruling by Justice Anthony Kennedy. He's considered the key swing vote in these cases, and always in these cases involving affirmative action and race, and saying today the Supreme Court is going to kind of take a pass on those big questions, send it back down to the appeals court for another look. So that means, guys, we're going to get this issue again soon, next term, certainly, in a case involving affirmative action from the University of Michigan.
Jan Crawford, thanks.
And our coverage of today's Supreme Court ruling continues throughout the day here on the CBS station and tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. Many of you will return now to CBS This Morning. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell along with Charlie Rose, CBS News, New York.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.